Bass player, listen, noodling is curable. Right now, millions of bass players all over the world suffer from chronic noodling. Uncontrolled scales, slap and solo lines are gushing out of them in a completely meaningless way. And the unbearable flood of information doesn't just plague the affected, it increasingly plagues the people around them. It's a taboo subject, it gets suppressed far too often. Not in this video. If you or a loved one has been exposed to non-stop pentatonics, random arpeggios or 8-bar bursts of "look what I can do," you may be entitled to relief, because this isn't about technique. This is about meaning. Are you ready for this? I'm Sascha on bass. Let's go. Noodling is fast. Noodling is free. Noodling is the sound of "look at me." Noodling has no beginning, no end, just air. And your listener? They're not there. Now, quick disclaimer. This little poem is actually a perfect example of what I later call the SDP technique. It tells you something you can understand. And that's exactly why it lands. It even sounds nice, right? You get the point immediately. Now let me do the same thing, but like a noodler. Same vibe, similar words, 4 lines. But this time, no ending, no conclusion, just motion. Noodling is fast, noodling is free. Look at me. Sound of fast, free. Look at me. No end, no beginning, just air. Fast air, free air, sound. And your listener? Beginning, end, look, me. Hear that? I used almost the same words, same 4 lines, same poem energy, but it doesn't say anything, because it never decides what it is. No direction, no landing, it's just pretty fragments floating by. And I'm not saying this as some judge sitting above you. I'm saying it as a still recovering noodler, because noodling feels productive, it feels like movement. But the truth is, it's movement without direction. And direction is what people can follow. So here's the promise of this video. In the next few minutes, you learn how to turn random notes into phrases. The kind that make a listener go, "Wow!" And we're going to make this very simple. What is phrasing actually? Phrases in music are short rhythmic figures or motives. A phrase is like a piece of a sentence, a short combination of notes or impulses. One phrase can be a statement. A group of phrases can become a story. And when your phrases have meaning and relate to each other, you can say more with the notes you play. It's how you organize rhythm, space, repetition, and where you end a thought. Notes are the alphabet. Phrases are the words, sometimes the sentences. Let's have a look at how the masters are organizing their language. If you like content like this, then join my Next Level Letter, my free weekly newsletter with brief micro lessons on jazz harmony, technique, practice hacks and mindset. It's for bass players who want to reach a professional level and for working pros who want to maintain and improve their abilities. Go right here. Most of the time, music moves in cycles, especially 4 bars or 8 bars. You can call it symmetry, but I think the better word is structure. Something begins, it develops, it ends, and a new cycle begins. And that matters, because the listener wants to kind of feel or understand what you are doing. 4 bars gives you a clean sentence. 8 bars gives you more room, more tension, more payoff. So if you focus on giving your phrases a 4-bar cycle, where you actually end the thought in bar 4, your sentences will make a lot more sense. One of my biggest inspirations, guitarist Wayne Krantz, nails this. Let's do a listening test. In the solo of Wayne Krantz's song Whippersnapper from the Crazy Good Life album 2 Drink Minimum with Lincoln Goins on bass and Zach Danziger on drums, it becomes perfectly clear what Wayne Krantz is doing. So here's the test. Listen to the next bars closely for how he fills 4 bars with phrases. How he starts, how he develops, and how he ends a group of phrases before he starts a new one. So sit down, relax, listen, and analyze. Man, what an incredibly gifted trio. The way they make complexity feel inevitable, like it has gravity, is just ridiculous. And notice, Wayne Krantz is not blowing countless notes. It's not more chops, it's the clarity of the cycle. You can literally feel the moment where your brain goes, I get it. Because he lands thoughts, then starts new ones, on purpose. Imagine that. I once had the opportunity to play with Wayne Krantz and the drummer Zach Danziger for around 5 minutes at a workshop he gave the day after his concert. After he explained for 90 minutes how the trio is doing what they're doing, I asked if I could sit in on the bass just to see how it feels. Now that he described it, that bass chair was played by the multi-instrumentalist Nate Wood at that workshop. But he's mostly known to be an incredible drummer. Wayne goes, "Sure, come up." Nate Wood hands me his P-bass and Wayne goes, 1, 2, 3, C sharp. And before I can realize it, I'm jamming with Wayne Krantz and Zach Danziger. That was unreal. Okay, let's make this technique usable for you. Here's the cure in one simple framework, SDP, statement, development, period. And we're going to attach it to what your listener can actually feel, a 4-bar cycle, because phrasing isn't magic, it's structure in time. First, statement. A statement is a short or long but clear idea, not necessarily a lot of notes. A short motive with a shape and rhythm, something your listener can recognize as a melody. Second, development. Development means you take that first idea and you move it somewhere. In other words, bar 2 and 3 are where the sentence becomes a sentence. It grows, it turns, it creates expectation. Third, period. The period is where you end the thought, not with more information, with clarity. Bar 4 is the landing. The listener should feel, that's the end of that idea. And then, only then, you start a new 4-bar cycle. So the simplest way to remember it is bar 1, say something. Bars 2 to 3, make it evolve. Bar 4, land it on purpose. That's phrasing. Alright, so far this is all theory, and I know, theory can feel great. You can understand it, you can hear masters talk about it, Wayne Krantz, all these people. And you're like, yes, I get it. Statement, development, period. But then you pick up the bass, and your hands do what they always do. And suddenly, the sentence turns back into a stream of syllables. So let me give you something that actually bridges that gap. Something you can do even if you don't feel creative today. About 4 years ago, I came home from a lesson that completely reset my brain. My old bass teacher Hanns Höhn, an incredible double bass player, gave me one simple idea that helped me more than 100 clever concepts. I walk into his room at the music school. I sit down, I'm ready to improve, and after we played some rounds over Stellar by Starlight, he does what he always did. He tells me to play less. And then he gives me this instruction. Very calm, very strict. Start with one small phrase. Then stop. Rest, wait, and only then play the next phrase. But make sure it relates to what you just said. And right there it clicked for me because it connects perfectly to what I said earlier. One phrase can be a statement. A group of phrases can become a story. And when your phrases have meaning and relate to each other, you can say more with the notes you play. This is how you turn SDP into something physical. Here's exactly what Hanns had me do, and what I want you to do. First, play a small phrase. Not a run, not a lick parade, just a short idea. Something you can remember. Second, rest. And I mean a real rest. Don't fill the space with just one more note. Let the phrase hang in the air for a second. Third, now play a new phrase that relates to the first one. Be inspired by what you just played. You can slightly change the rhythm or use displacement, change where you're at within your scale or chord, answer it like a conversation, or simply spoken, just paraphrase it. If you want to learn about paraphrasing, a very powerful technique, I'll link a video in the description. If this is helpful, then get my next level ladder. Free weekly micro lessons you can actually use. Jazz harmony, technique, practice hacks and mindset. Built for players aiming for professional level and for professionals who want to stay sharp and keep improving. Go right here. The rule is simple. Your second phrase has to feel like it's responding to the first. And fourth, after a few of those, when it feels like you actually said something, resolve. Land it on the root or another clear chord tone. And here's the most important part. The time between phrases is not empty. That space is where you decide what the next sentence is. That's where meaning happens. One more thing. I find it helpful to start SDP either in a descending or ascending movement at a time. That makes it a lot easier. This exercise turns your scale knowledge into a superpower. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Give yourself a try. Improvisation is hard, but we can remind ourselves before playing about some simple things. The message of this lesson is the idea comes before the scale. The idea comes before the chord. Check this video on paraphrasing for getting even more ideas. Thanks for watching, have a good one, and see you next time. Bye.